Was retiring from rugby and sailing off into the sunset and keeping a low profile ever on your agenda?
No, because unfortunately I didn't earn enough money to ever be able to do that in rugby. If I'd been a football player, potentially, but I couldn't do that. I'm a huge show off, an attention seeker, not in one of those bad.
But see, that's what I love, that you'll admit that.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I love being the centre of attention.
But I'm a performer. I'm a storyteller and a performer, and everything I do, the DJing, the speaking, the podcasting, the books, is storytelling in some form, and it's about putting it out there. And all that stuff I love, and by loving that, I'm very lucky to do it. But that's what I was always going to go and do. I couldn't sit in an office. I couldn't work normal time.
You like to feel significant.
I like to feel significant, but I also think you've only got one body and one mind. And I think we talked about this on my pod, that you should always be utilising it and bettering yourself without the pressure of, I've got to do it. But you've only got one of them. Yeah. And if you don't look after your body, when it's gone, you're fucked. Yeah. And if you don't develop your mind, you're just wasting yourself. Yeah. And I'm 36. I was 36 in April, or whenever this goes out. And I've got more potentially life to live than I've had. And I'm not a sit around. You can't trade on what I used to do. You're not done. I'm not done by any stretch of the imagination. So I want to keep chalking those things off, keep being better, keep looking at myself. Like I was on the car on the way down here, doing my music production course. I was doing something about some health and fitness stuff. I was, you're just always just got to keep that mind ticking over.
Yeah, yeah. That whole transition from retiring from rugby into doing something else, was that a hard thing for you? Because I know a lot of people struggle. I mean, I spoke to Tyson Fury about it. That whole, he reached this peak of his career, and he was like, right, is this it? Like, I know a lot of people struggle with that transition from retiring from something to doing.
Yeah, I've really struggled with it purely because a lot of stuff I do is it's not vocational. I didn't go into accountancy. I didn't go into being a doctor. Yes. It's all unknown. It's very much, you never know when the consistent business is going to come. I've made some stuff consistent in my life to bridge that gap. Yeah. I think emotionally. I sort of don't ever feel like I play rugby now, which is weird. Really? Yeah, weird. I just don't feel like it. I think because
is that another life?
Yes, it feels like it happened to somebody else.
Really?
Yeah, really weirdly. I was always very hard on myself as a player. I always had a lot of self doubt. I was always very tough on myself. Yeah. And I was always trying to be better, and that didn't stop until it stopped. And then, I regret not reveling more in what I was doing and appreciating it and realising how quickly the end would come, even though it didn't come quickly in relative terms. Yeah. But as I said, I'm not even halfway through my life, technically. So I did find it difficult. I think I was very lucky to meet Chloe and have some support. But it's what I missed.
Did you meet Chloe? Were you still playing when you
I was still playing, yeah. She really helped me and play some of my best rugby with her and the foundation, her getting the best out of me. But I
what position did she play?
Yeah,
it was totally in context.
Can't believe you didn't. I was gonna
stop that.
But so I did find it difficult.
Was there a plan?
There was a plan, but and I'd always planned from the moment that I started playing. Mm-hmm. I'd always planned for what I was going to do out of retirement. So some players don't do anything, live their sport only. I believe that you should always have something outside of whatever it is. So if you have your family, your job, get a fucking hobby. Yeah. And if you can monetize the hobby, even better. Because if your family's not going right, your work's not going right, your hobby can always go right. Even though sometimes it can be tedious trying to upskill yourself. Yes. And I had a plan to do different things, but I wasn't sure what direction it was, and so much of it's out of my hands. Do you want to, the book writing stuff? I didn't know people were going to get an offer, but we got an offer. We made it super successful. The podcasting stuff, I wanted to do that more consistently. We managed to do that. Yeah. But it's very difficult to have a plan when so much is out of your control. So I knew what I wanted to do, and when people told me, like with my music career, you'll never really make it as a DJ, and I was like, well, okay, well, what do I need to do? Like, well, you need to have a radio show to be taken seriously. I was like, I'll go and do that. Oh, well, most DJs are producing. I was like, right, I'll produce a record sign. So I've done that.
Was that always part of the plan, the DJing?
Yeah, the DJing thing. Yeah, my dream was to do 2 or 3 speaking gigs a week, DJs on the weekend, DJs across the summer, podcast in between, and then pick up the gig with a MasterCard, the gig with EE I did on Monday, those kind of things,
Yeah. So the DJing hasn't happened that much, has it? Because nobody's been open.
No, well, nothing I've done's happened apart from the podcast and the book writing. So that was very hard in the first part of the lockdown, going into retirement, traveling. Chloe and I went to 8 countries or 9 countries in 5 months. I had the World Cup stuff in Japan. I was broadcasting. It was a roller coaster. I was signed to fight Bellator. That was part of a plan.
Yeah.
Trying to get into that. Spending 6 months to fight for that, and then lockdown happened, and the fighting couldn't happen. The DJing couldn't happen. The speaking, the corporate work couldn't happen.
Yes. And
suddenly you're sitting at home going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And there was a moment where I just turned to Claire. I was like, man, what am I fucking doing? Like, I'm lost. Like, I don't know. And she was like, right, well, sit down. What do you enjoy? What do you make money out of? What should you do? What money have you got coming in? And within 10 minutes, I was back on task. And I was like, okay, fine. I've got this as a plan.
Yes.
And it recentered me. And then I went away. But every now and then you have these moments, and I need to be doing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a doer with a routine. If I have listless days, that would do my head in.
What's your routine look like in the morning?
So I always get up about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Yeah. My favourite meal of the day is breakfast. So it's a big palaver for me. So I get Bertie out of his crate, sort him out, feed him so he's not mithering. I get the coffee machine out, a big coffee snob, so make all the flat white, make a Chemex or whatever it might be. Yeah. Sit down, put on. Chloe's still sometimes in bed. She often gets up slightly early sometimes, but recently she's not been great, so she's been in bed. So I've had a house myself, so I put the iPad on, watch a bit of Red Dwarf, watch a bit of something like Only Fools and Horses, eat my breakfast. Yeah. Start my emails, go and take the dog for a walk, hour, batter him, because we have to batter him twice a day. I do a lot
of energy.
Yeah, oh my God. But I do this shooting dog training, so fetching dummies, doing this jumping over water, take him swimming, not with like little armbands on, take him, like he goes off swimming, and then I come back, and then the rest of my day will start. I'll maybe go and train with my PT, I'll go and do some jiu-jitsu, I'll go and do something else, and then there'll be a podcasting, the recording, a day out. And then, for example, on Monday, I was at Wembley all morning till 2 o'clock doing a launch of their 5G sponsorship with Wembley, with Peter Crouch, Southgate playing fucking augmented reality foosball using the Wembley pitch and stuff like that, and doing, and then the next day you're back at home doing podcasts and recording, and then today I'm in London talking to you.
It's almost like you're busier now than you were when you were playing.
Oh no, I am, and that's what I think Chloe. I spoke to an athlete. I can't remember who said he was going to retire. I'll tell you, I was talking to Dan Carter, the obviously the All Blacks winner. We're doing a thing on a podcast. He's like, I said to my wife, I gave up so much. She gave up so much for me. Now I've retired. I'll give you that time back. I was like, mate, I said the same thing to Chloe. I'm busier now than I've ever been. It's bullshit. You're never going to stop. Yeah. So you just need to make sure you do have special time.
There's a lot of podcasting at the minute, though.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? So what I did when I was first locked down. No joke, I think I did about 60. Because people were just writing to me. I was doing my own one. Yeah. So I was doing 3. I was doing 3 of my own ones. I was doing Good Bad Rugby, What a Flanker podcast, which I've interviewed you for. Yeah. And I did Couples Quarantine. Yeah. Then people would write to me all the time. And normally, I've said now, no, I'm not doing them, because you could spend your entire life doing free podcasts for people and fucking do nothing else. Yes. And now everybody's got a podcast.
It's hard because it's fun. Like, I get asked a lot, and I'm like, I'd say yes to all of them. Yeah. Because, hang on, you want me to talk about myself for an hour?
Yeah.
At a time?
Yeah.
And you'll send a call for me or I'm like, fucking right, I will. And my wife's like, why are you doing this? Yeah. And it's like, you feel a bit rude saying no as well, right? Yeah. Yeah. So that, the good, the bad, and the rugby one, that blew up, didn't it?
Yeah, that has. Yeah, that started as a it didn't start as another one. I used to do another podcast, which they ended up going to administration, and then nothing to do with us. Ours was the most successful thing, about the. Yeah. Yeah, I need to tell you stuff. I'll be very careful because there's a legal case. So I've just got to rethink what I said. Yeah. So basically, I used to have an old podcast, and that I used to work for with the guys. Yeah. We stopped doing that, and then we set up the Good, the Bad Rugby, and it went to like #1 in the world. The trailer did, as well as other things. And
when did that launch? Last lockdown?
Yeah, last lockdown. I don't know how many episodes we're in now. Maybe 20 or 30 only. Yeah. But it's sort of. People absolutely love it. It's very different. It's about what you and I are talking to about personalities. Yeah. It's not about rugby. Yeah. It's about the people behind the games. And because I think we don't try to fuck people over, we really want to celebrate people's career. Yeah. we've had some unbelievable guests, and off the back of that, we've done work with Amazon. We've just done some advert with City Index, and we're branching out. We've launched a women's version of it called
I saw
the Scaz, the rugby, and basically
that's Shannon Courtney on.
Yeah,
right?
she's unbelievable, Shannon Courtney, man.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I watched that last fight.
Yeah. Mate, she's badass.
Yeah, she is.
And just interesting to hear about how,
and her story's amazing.
Yeah, she went to boxercise.
Yeah.
She was smoking 60 fags a day, was huge, eating pizzas and everything else like that, and basically went into a bit of fun, and someone said you should have a go, and she was like, no.
World champ.
Got hit in the face and was like, actually, I quite like this.
This is for me.
She was lovely. She was an amazing guest. So we do different ones like that. I drop in and out of that one.
Yeah. Didn't you, do you know how I know that it blew up? Because we launched this podcast with Tyson Fury and that, and you cunts were number one. I was like, right, I'm past Fern Cotton. I overtook Fern Cotton, and then I'm like, right, Wicks. I'm fucking coming for you.
Wicks,
you curly haired cunt. I'm coming for you. And then you are right up there. So do you think you'll ever take that in person?
What do you mean?
Do you think you'd ever do it instead of doing it on Zoom and shit?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, we always did. So we used to do it in the studio. I only want to do it in person.
How much better is it?
We don't want to do it.
How much better is it?
Oh, we love it. We love it. But so we're actually trying to get a studio now, to build a studio, do something, because we all want to have, almost like a Soccer AM style, we want sofas, we want fucking memorabilia, we want we want it to be our own, and every week we want to come in there, we want to have screens so we can do the virtual ones with the guests we couldn't get in person, demonstrate stuff, do funny skits.
We've just built this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but no one wants to come to South Shields.
Oh, yeah, that is. I've got a great studio in the world. Where is it? South Shields?
No, it doesn't matter.
Thank you.